We're going to look at the mobile app, and we're going to look at how this really mimics everything you see on the desktop app, but adds even more functionality than that app does. So here you see your interface. You're going to notice that this is very much normal to what you would think it would be. And you'll see along the bottom here that you have the files, the to-do, and the digest. So if you go into the digest, what you're going to see here are your categories, your sources, and your drop-down of all your sources. You can create a new category, which we will do. We'll call a new one education because we added that uncategorized educational piece before. And we will say OK. And then we can go back, go to uncategorized, go into that entry, and then we will change that to education. It is that fast. And then, of course, you can't do anything with handwriting that you have here, but you can add text automatically, which is really, really cool. So if you want to expand that text, you can also expand and read what you pulled from. And then, of course, if we go into the digest function test, you'll see those other things that we did for manual entry. When you go in here, you can expand, you can collapse, you can see your text, and you can see your handwriting. So pretty cool. And the fact that this was a manual entry means that you can actually manually manipulate this as well. So a totally different way of thinking about things. And one thing that is even more impressive on this is you can import a digest. Same thing if you have a text file, maybe you type something in the notes field or something and you want to bring it in, you can do that from here. Before we do that, let me show you one other thing really quickly, and then I will show you the third-party app integration. So let's say that we want to add a new scan text. So this is one of the things that's different between the desktop app and the mobile app is that you can actually scan text. So I've got a book here. It's called Teaching with AI, a practical guide to a new era of human learning. And it's by Jose Bowen and Eddie Watson. Fabulous read. I highly recommend it. But what I'm going to do here is I am going to scan a page from that book and pull that in. So imagine you're at the library or you are just wherever you happen to be, maybe at a coffee shop and you're reading a book and you're like, man, I really want to capture this moment. And in the old days, you'd have to take a note on that or whatever, and you might not have time. You might just say, I want to take a real quick picture of it, scan that text in, and then go back and add to it later and expand on it. So if you press that scan text button, you'll notice right here, I just line it up, and I press scan, and it's going to pull in that text. When you pull this in, you're going to have to take a look at it and you're going to have to double check it, but it looks at first glance, from what I am seeing on the screen, it's pretty darn good. Now there's some spacing issues. You'll have to go through and clean up the lines, different things like that, but it's capturing all of the actual text very, very well. Just those spacing issues. So it may take me 5-10 minutes to do this. And right here, you still have to select it too. So I could say I just want to copy a small portion of this, or say I want to select it all. Select all, new digest. It pulls that digest in. There it is. That becomes editable, and I can categorize it, put it in education. And then I can put Bowen and Watson. And now you'll see there's my categories. And if I go back out, go into my categories, go into education. And of course, it's very much not cleaned up right now, but you can see there's that entry right there. And if I go back in, I have all of my different information. I can add text either in here or in this larger piece. It's just a really, really great experience to be able to engage with this. The idea that this works not only on the device, not only on the desktop app, but also on your phone or your tablet or any other device that runs this app. You could even use this theoretically on another e-ink device that may be running Android. So you could open up the Supernote desktop app and continue that experience of the digest cross-platform. There's nothing else that does that right now that I'm aware of. So if you know of something, drop it in the comments, send me a note, let me know. But for me right now, this is the most cross-platform way to be able to handle things. Pretty cool. So now let's go ahead and say that I want to go into my books and we want to go into Kindle. And unfortunately, Heaven and Earth Grocery Store was returned. I keep trying to get through that book, and I've just had so much to do. I haven't been able to finish it. It's a great book. I mean, I really want to finish reading it. But let's say here that I want to go into Henry V. I open up Henry V. This is the Kindle on my phone, which of course isn't my favorite way to read Kindle, obviously. But let's go ahead and let's just highlight this piece of text here and let's copy that. So we copied that. We will go ahead back to the Supernote, and then we're going to go to create new digest, and we are going to say paste. We're still going to say, let's change this to classics. And then we are going to do William Shakespeare. So now there it is. It's in classics. Now what you'll want to do is probably add, since it's a manual entry, it doesn't tell us where it came from, and you can't edit that. But you could say up here at the top, Henry V, and then you could say whatever page it's on. And then now you have, again, all of that same functionality. Can't really overstate how many different ways you can do something with this. But let's go into this function test. And now let's go into one of these other, or actually let's go into the note. So let's go into that note we created. So let's go out of here. Let's go to our files, personal, social media, testing. One thing I wish they did have was the quick access on this. So here's our digest test note. We'll let that open up. This is the same note that we'd had before. Now watch what happens here. If I press and go here, it is going to find that PDF in the cloud and it's going to open it. And now I can see it's just going to do it as a highlight, but it's still going to give me access to that. It won't auto rotate, but it does give me access where I can pull that up if I really need to try to get at it. But also, so it gave me that, but it'll also take me straight back to the digest. And then when I'm done, I can go back to the note. No other device, except maybe Remarkable, has this kind of functionality of linking across device, PC, Mac, iOS, and Android. Again, if I'm wrong about that, please tell me down in the comments, but I really don't know of any other device doing this kind of work. So anyway, that is the app, which again, huge functionality, huge way to be able to brainstorm and think and do different things, find resources. You may be reading the newspaper. You may just see, who knows, you may, be out and about and somebody's handing out a pamphlet and you don't want to keep that pamphlet forever. So you snap a picture and do the OCR and then you later write about it. I can think of limitless things to do with this.